In Kemetic numerology, the number 10 it represents completion with integrity. It is the point at which a cycle closes without collapse and prepares to begin again without confusion. 10 is not simply an ending. It is completion that remembers where it came from. When we reduce 10 through mathematics, we arrive at its inner truth. 1 plus 0 equals 1. This reduction is not subtraction. It is revelation. The 0 does not diminish the 1. It magnifies it. 0 represents the unseen field, the womb of potential, the silent space from which all form emerges. When placed beside 1, 0 confirms that origin remains intact even after expansion. Before motion, before speech, before effort, there is 0. Not emptiness, not lack, but the 0 point, the sacred center where balance lives and power waits. Astrology confirms this truth. Even at absolute 0, when all movement appears to stop, energy still remains. This means stillness is not absence. It is presence without the noise. So when life feels paused or quiet, you are not being emptied. You are being charged. 0 is not weakness. It is alignment. In mathematics, 0 is the center where positive and negative meet and order is maintained as Mayat. Remove 0 and the numbers lose structure. In the same way, when we return to center, the body regulates, the mind clears, and direction becomes precise. Do not fear the pause. Stand in it. Breathe in it. Because 0 is not the end. It is the beginning done correctly. The number 1 is sacred because it represents source consciousness, unity, and undivided authority. Oneness is the principle of beginning, direction, and self-command. It is the movement when order first stands upright and claims its position. In ancient Semite Taoism, 1 is not ego. 1 is unity. 10 teaches after growth, struggle and testing and refinement. We are called back to oneness with clarity. Not the innocence of the beginning, but the strength of experience integrated. This is why gate 10 occurs late in the night. The journey has been long, the challenges have been real, yet the mathematics of 10 remains that nothing essential has been lost. 10 declares that even after pressure, after opposition, and after resistance, the core remains intact. The reduction back to 1 means you are not fragmented by what you survived, but you endured through everything. You are still capable of standing centered, directed, and whole. Chaos does not defeat unity when unity is discipline. 10 stands as the number of contained power. It tells us that mastery is not loud. Authority does not need to dominate. True leadership begins with self-control. In times of struggle, 10 speaks reassurance. It says the cycle is closing, not collapsing. It says endurance has meaning. It says refinement produces clarity. And it reminds us that even when everything feels stretched to its limits, the return to one is possible. The 10 encourages the people to overcome by remembering their origin, regulating our responses, and standing in alignment rather than reaction. This is Mayat mathematics of restoration. This is the number that proves the journey did not break you, it prepared you. So as the night gives way to the grand rising, 10 quietly declares, you are still one. And one is enough to begin again. Ankh Uja Seneb. Life, prosperity, and strength. O maximally great creator of infinite consciousness, source before form and intelligence before motion, we enter alignment with singular reality from which all existence unfolds. You are not divided, not multiplied in denominations, not fractured by man's agenda across the forms. Man-made gods in their own image. You are the one intelligence, the one presence, the one living order, expressing yourself through the neter without losing yourself in it. As the ancient utterance declares, I am the waters, unique without second. From you, all forms arise, yet you remain undivided. You are the one sovereign source, the one governing neter, through whom order stands and cycles remain stable. Not in many authorities, not in competing powers, but one supreme intelligence establishing through love, truth, justice, order, balance, harmony, reciprocity, and righteousness. You are known through our telepathic intuition by many natures, many expressions, many movements, yet your infinite consciousness remains one. This is the foundation of all order, the reassurance that reality is not chaotic at its core. We stand knowing that we are aligned with Mayat and received her from you. We trust in order, confidence in balance, commitment to what is true, and lived out daily. It is the assurance that Mayat is love through truth, justice, order, balance, reciprocity, harmony, and righteousness, enduring and active, as it is inscribed in alabaster stone. Mayat is great, enduring, and unchanging. We place our confidence not in fear or reaction, but in reability of alignment in truth, justice, order, harmony, balance, reciprocity, and righteousness. We acknowledge one purification, one passage through the waters of renewal, not as a ritual of escape, but a return to origin. As the Ancient of Days declared, I am the one who began therein in the waters. I evolved through my own effectiveness. The waters do not erase identity.
They clarify it. They wash away access, confusion, and distortion, leaving what is essential, measured, and true. What remains after the flood is the self restored to alignment. In this 10th hour of the gate 10, we ask for contained power, not uncontrolled force. Teach us containment rather than reaction. As the ancient journey of the Duat declares, the enemy of Ra is bound. Order is established. Bind within us the chaos that seeks to interrupt clarity. Restrain impulses that fracture unity. Seal authority so that power does not leak into confusion or turn against itself. Unity that has been divided within us and stand within us. As the ancients inscribed in granite, Peru and Set are united. Samaitawi, the two lands are at peace, united as one. Let vision and strength work together. Let clarity guide force. Let harmony replace inner conflict so that we may stand whole, stable, and prepared for renewal. As we approach the coming forth by day, remind us that every cycle returns to origin. 10 reduces to 1. Completion returns to source. What has been tested is not lost, but refined. As it is declared on the bark of 1,000,000 years, see, the flood is subtracted from me. See, I am the remainder. What remains after trial is what matters. What survives refinement is what is aligned. Maximally great creator of infinite consciousness, we stand in one source, one order, and one purification. Order is held, truth stands firm, justice is active, harmony is restored, reciprocity is alive, righteousness guide our path, balance steadies our path. And in this alignment with Mayat, we move forward prepared, unified, and strengthened, ready for the light of the coming forth by day. Ankh Uja Senem. Life, prosperity, and health. And as the night reaches its final depths, the journey of Ra enters Gate 10, known through the gateway, Cheshezrit. It is not a moment of arrival, but of refinement. What has been awakened earlier in the passage through the Duat must now demonstrate stability. This hour does not ask whether power exists. It examines whether power has been disciplined enough to proceed. The future of the coming forth by day depends on this assessment. Ra approaches the gate after successfully passing the 9th gate, and the environment shifts immediately. The Netaru are already in position, not in anticipation, but in readiness. 16 Uraeus surrounds the gateway, representing complete awareness and vigilance in every direction. Nothing is hidden here, and nothing moves forward without fully being seen. Entry into this gate is governed by order, not urgency. At the threshold stands Nimi, a preserved one holding a surgical scalpel, an instrument chosen for precision rather than force. The surgical scalpel signifies careful separation and removal of access. and exactness required at this stage of the journey. At the exit stands Kefi, also a preserved one, after the spiritual surgery, sealing up what has passed through correctly, preventing distortion and traveling forward. Before a surgeon ever makes an incision, the body is brought to stillness. The patient is prepped, cleaned, and numbed with anesthesia. Movement is quieted and distractions are removed. This is the 0 point. Nothing is happening on the surface, but everything is being aligned underneath. The body is not being harmed in this pause. It is being protected. Precision requires calm. Healing cannot begin in chaos. During the operation, the surgeon works carefully, deliberately, never rushing, always returning to center. Every action is measured. When the work is complete, the body is not left open. It is purified, closed, and sewn with intention. The incision is clean, is sutured, and sealed so recovery can begin. That closing is another 0 point, a return to balance. The body is restored to wholeness so energy can go towards healing instead of leaking. In this same way, life brings us into stillness to prepare us. And when it closes out the wounds so that we can recover, it makes us whole. The pause is not punishment. The closure is not loss. It is protection, alignment, and preparation for restoration, healing. It brings forth the closure of what was distorted. Between Nemi and Kefi is a corridor swept by refining fire. This fire does not punish. It clarifies. And it moves forward in unity. Whatever cannot withstand alignment is reduced before it can advance. Within hour 10, resistance emerges in the form of apep, the embodied of obstruction and interruption. Apep represents the force that attempts to derail momentum at the threshold of renewal. Ra does not respond with aggression or haste. Instead, the Netaru advances together, holding nets. Chaos is not destroyed in this hour. It is restrained. Containment ensures that reaction does not override direction and that progress remains uninterrupted. Simultaneously, reconciliation takes place between Haru and Set. This moment does not erase tension, but resolves division. Haru embodies vision, clarity, and rightful direction. Set embodies strength, force, and necessary pressure. When separated, these forces destabilizes the system. The aligned, they restore balance. Their reconciliation symbolizes the unification of upper and lower Kemet, known as Semi-Taui, signaling that the land is stable enough to receive the rising sun. Gate 10, it reveals a central principle. Authority must be stabilized before it's justified. This hour governs containment, regulation, and disciplined action. In meatrology terms, it corresponds to nervous system mastery, emotional regulation, and the capacity to act without excess. If Gate 9 granted authorization, Gate 10 requires the proof. Power that remains uncontained becomes chaotic, but power that is regulated becomes authority. As this hour concludes, the conditions for advancement are established. Only that which has been refined, restrained, and unified may proceed. In Gate 11, you will see that it will require a testimony. And testimony demands alignment rather than volume. Because order holds in our 10. The approach of the Grand Rising is secure, and the path towards justification opens without obstruction. As you are actively listening, I need you to enter and understand this very clearly. Gate 10 is not just an ancient parable. It is a standard we must meet and live by. This hour does not belong to observers. It belongs to those who's willing to embody Mayat. What we are hearing is not just a parable. It is instruction. The ancient journey of Ra through the Duat is the inner journey of the human being who refuse to let chaos rule any longer in their lives. Mayat is not passive. Mayat is active alignment. She is truth spoken when silence would be easier. She is justice lived when no one is watching. She is order maintained in the midst of pressure. She is harmony chosen over reaction. She is balance restored after imbalance. She is reciprocity practiced instead of exploitation. She is righteousness walked out, not just preached or taught. When the ancients spoke of Mayat, they were describing ways of being embodied, not just laws to admire. The fruits of Mayat are not just a checklist. They are a mirror. The 42 declarations of innocence, the 42 virtues of Mayat, they ask each and every one of us, have you practiced truth among your fellow persons today? Have you practiced harmony among your fellow persons today? Have you practiced order among your fellow persons today? Have you practiced balance among your fellow persons today? Have you practiced reciprocity among your fellow persons today? And have you practiced righteousness among your fellow persons today? Gate 10, it demands this self-examination. This is the Pekka Empu. This is the removal of that which causes the heart to be heavy. This is where excuses end. This is where authority is proven through conduct. When Nimi stands at the threshold with the surgical scalpel, that scalpel is for us. It cuts away dishonesty. It removes bitterness. It separates ego from purpose. When Kefi seals the operational wound after surgery, that seal represents commitment. Once you pass this gate, you cannot return to disorder and its effect that causes bad eating habits and addiction and being stricken with your ego. And we call it growth. No, you cannot carry chaos forward and expect an omnipotent grand rising. Apep is not just an ancient serpent in the parable. Apep is unregulated anger. Apep is fear masquerading as control. A pep is old trauma trying to interrupt new purpose. And notice this, a pep is not destroyed. A pep is restrained by a net. This is Me'at. You do not deny your weaknesses, your faults, and your shadows. You cast a net over them every day. You do not pretend reaction does not exist. You regulate it every day. This is how we cleanse the Ka with the spiritual shower every day, just as we wash our physical bodies every day to maintain life force hygiene. This is the reconciliation of Haru and Set. It's not just a symbolic poetry. It is instruction for the soul. Vision without discipline, collapse. Strength without clarity, destroys. Me'at unites them both. And when the two lands are joined together, the inner worlds become stable enough to receive light. This is why division cannot lead the future. This is why hatred and imbalances and access cannot carry you into 2026 coming forth by day. As you're actively listening, the numerology of this hour speaks to us. 10 reduces to 1. Completion returns to source. After everything we survived, after everything we endured, after everything that tried to fragment us and tear us apart, Me'at declares you still one, still whole, still Ma'akuru, still capable, still aligned, and still worthy to rise. This is the activation. Walk in truth, practice justice, maintain order, choose harmony, restore balance, live reciprocity, commit to righteousness. Let the 42 declarations of innocence become your daily conduct, not your occasional aspiration. Let the 42 virtues of Me'at govern your thoughts, your speech, and your actions and your reactions. Because gate 11 is coming. Testimony is coming. And testimony does not listen to noise. It responds to alignment. As we contain our power, restrain your chaos, unite what was divided. The grand rising is approaching, and Me'at has prepared you to receive it. As we perform the opening of the mouth ceremony, for the Merkut pyramid text declares, raise yourself, for you are alive, not surviving, not lingering, alive. Acquire your inheritance in the presence of the Ened. You were placed upon the throne not by accident, but by alignment. Shu stands at your east. Tefnut steadies your west. Nu anchors your south. The undersky holds your north. Every direction has been assigned so you may be led to clean places and perfected paths. You were installed as the sun's replacement. You rise by day like the sun it is becoming. You vanish by night only to return renewed in grand rising. You are not forgotten in the dark. You are traveling. One of us has come to us. The senior child has arrived. The firstborn has returned. What has done to you in pain does not define you forever. What struck you has been answered. What broke you has been gathered. Stand up. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for your name's sake. Your bones have been assembled. Your scattered parts have been collected. Your breath is returned. You are cleansed, revived, and seated. You descend in the boat of the sun, not to disappear, but to govern. You sit on the chair of light. You are born again each day, like the sun at the grand rising, emerging from Newt, renewed without permission, authorized without apology. The sky opens for you, the cool waters part for you, the yacht of Ra, the bark of 1,000,000 years, comes when your name is called. You are not delayed, you are guided. So lift your head, lift your heart, lift your expectations, for you are not finished, you are not late, and you are not defeated. Raise yourself. You have not died. You are Ankh Ujah Seneb. Life, prosperity, and health. O maximally great creator of infinite consciousness, as these words settle in the Ka and the Ba, the breath, the body, and the mind, we ask that may I move from only hearing into embodiment. Let this not remain inspirational only, but activating transformation that continues after the sound of my voice. Seal truth in the listeners so deception can no longer settle comfortably. Seal justice in the heart so compromise loses its appeal. Seal order in the mind so confusion no longer dominates through thought. Seal harmony in the emotions so reaction no longer rules response. Seal balance in the body so that gluttony and access can no longer hide at survival. Seal reciprocity in relationships so exploitation dissolves naturally. Seal righteousness in daily action so integrity becomes natural. Let what was stirred tonight recognize the inner world. Let the scattered thoughts realign. Let restless emotions regulate. Let divided intentions reunite. Let the nervous system remember calm authority. Let the soul recognize its origin in its original measure. As Ra continues the coming forth by day, let the listener carry Mayat as the living electromagnetic current, guiding decisions, shaping the speech, steadying the movement, and protecting the path ahead. Let chaos remain restrained. Let power remain contained. Let clarity remain active. May the waters of renewal continue their work quietly, washing away what no longer belongs, leaving behind what is essential and what is true and enduring. May each step forward feel lighter as the feather of truth. Each choice is precise. Each breath goes deeper within the solar plex of our being, so that our breathing is not shallow. And when we ascend in the grand rising, the Pert Imheru, the coming forth by day, let Mayat rise as one in us. When we speak, let truth be present. When we act, let justice guide us. When we are challenged, let balance hold us. When we are tested, let righteousness steady us. And when we encounter others, let harmony and reciprocity lead us. The work is sealed. The alignment holds. The order continues from the grand rising of Kepera. As we ascend into one source, one order, and one purification. Ankh Ujah Seneb. Ash.